in this.
What are you doing?
Just look.
Look in what? Will you stop shouting? I mean, it's just a brochure about trains.
Please, just look in this. See? You see? I told you.
This is amazing.
I know, it's beautiful.
Can I help you? Oh, yes. This is exactly what we've been looking for.
Oh, Amtrak. Well, that's great.
Can you arrange any of this stuff for us?
Well, sure. Let me show you some of the Amtrak vacation packages.
Oh, great.
Is there any place in particular in the country you'd really like to see?
The magic of Amtrak. Millions of Americans are discovering that it's not just a phrase, it's a real live adventure. It's excitement, it's convenience, it's the memory of a lifetime, and a fascinating window on the world. Train travel offers so much more than just transportation. At the very least, it is a practical alternative to moving between destinations. At the other extreme, it carries images of romance, of luxury, and offers a new perspective on the world around us. These are the kind of qualities Americans are looking for in their vacations and their business travel. And the person who provides these alternatives will become a valuable resource to American travelers and will profit by that knowledge. That person can be you. This video is a complete training program on everything you need to know to explain and sell the magic of Amtrak to your clients. From start to finish, the entire tape is less than an hour. It is divided into 4 concise modules: routes, services, and accommodations, Amtrak fare plans, booking and ticketing, and automation. The first 2 modules show you the system behind Amtrak and how fares are constructed. The third module describes most of the commands you will need to access Amtrak using your agency's automation system. The fourth module illustrates the procedures for booking and ticketing Amtrak reservations through your reservation system. You may view all 4 modules or select the areas you want to study and fast forward to that section. Each module contains solid, practical information. Each introduces a selection of powerful sales tools that can boost your Amtrak knowledge and your profits. Using this tape, the items contained in the training kit, and your computer terminal, you are on your way to opening new possibilities for yourself and your clients.
Well, that's all the information I need. You just go ahead and do your shopping, and I'll have all this information when you get back in about an hour.
Thanks, Judy.
Okay, we'll see you in about an hour or so.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
In an hour. Bye. Now what? I told them I knew all about Amtrak. Where am I going to find out all the stuff I need to know before they get back?
Try watching this.
Inside Track, the Amtrak training video?
It's designed specifically for travel agents.
What's first?
Routes, services, and accommodations.
Great. I'll get right on it. Gee, you know, this might be a lot easier than I thought.
That's the whole idea. In this module, you will learn about Amtrak's national and regional train routes, the services along those routes, and the various accommodations that travelers may enjoy. We will use the Amtrak Travel Planner, the Accommodations Manual, and your computer terminal. Amtrak operates a national system of rail transportation that serves over 500 cities across the continental United States, border to border, coast to coast, with connecting service to major cities in Canada. Within the national system, Amtrak operates several regional networks. The regional networks, called corridors, offer multiple daily service between cities where travel traffic is very high. Examples of corridor service include the Northeast Corridor between Boston and Washington, the Chicago Hub connecting 9 different cities to Chicago, and the San Diegan trains running between San Diego, Los Angeles, and Santa Barbara. All of Amtrak's systems are illustrated in the Amtrak Travel Planner. The Travel Planner is one of the most valuable sales tools you have. It lists every route in the Amtrak system, identifies the trains by name, lists the services, accommodations, tours, and even describes what the traveler will see along the journey. If you like, you may stop this tape for a few minutes and examine the travel planner. We will be using it frequently during this module. In the Amtrak system, the corridor schedules are synchronized with the national schedules, allowing the traveler maximum flexibility in travel plans. For instance, suppose a business traveler wants to travel from Chicago to Minneapolis. He may board the Empire Builder, which is part of the national network, and go direct from Chicago to Minneapolis. Or he may use a corridor train to Milwaukee earlier in the day, conduct business there, and then board the Empire Builder for the trip to Minneapolis. A New York family can travel the Northeast Corridor to Washington for the day, tour the capital, and then board the Silver Meteor to Florida that evening. The regional systems support the national network. There are 3 ways to determine a schedule for Amtrak trains. The fastest, most reliable source of current Amtrak schedules and routes is your computer. Modules 3 and 4 of this tape give complete instructions on accessing Amtrak. You can also use the National Timetable or the official Railway Guide, which lists every train schedule in the Amtrak system. Now, let's look at the different types of Amtrak trains. There are basically 2 types of travel on Amtrak, long distance and short distance. Long-distance trains divide very neatly into 2 sections. Long-distance service in the west, that is west of Chicago, features superliner equipment. Superliners are bi-level trains built specifically for passengers to enjoy the wide open spaces in that part of the country. Long-distance trains east of Chicago feature heritage equipment. For short distance in the regional networks, there are various types of trains. In general, most corridors are served by Amfleet or turboliner equipment on an unreserved basis. In the Northeast Corridor, we also offer our premium Metroliner service. The Metroliner is an all-reserved, high-speed service with limited stops between New York and Washington, leaving every hour during the business day. We've seen the Amtrak route structure. We know the types of trains along those routes. Let's examine the various accommodations aboard Amtrak. The wide choice of accommodations is one of Amtrak's advantages in attracting travelers. All of the accommodations we are about to illustrate are described in detail in the Amtrak Accommodations Manual. The Accommodations Manual can be a valuable tool in giving your clients precise information on all accommodations. If you would like to take a moment and examine this manual, you can stop the tape here. Here's an easy rule to remember. The longer the trip, the longer the train. Long-distance service has more cars and more accommodations than short-distance service. All long-distance trains are made up of 4 types of cars: coaches, lounges, diners, and sleepers. Coaches feature comfortable seating with leg rests, overhead lighting, and luggage racks. Coach seating is quite suitable for overnight travel. On superliner coaches, there is seating on 2 levels, with restrooms on the lower levels. Special seating and facilities are available for disabled travelers. The lounge car has a snack bar and comfortable seating. Superliners feature the Sightseer Lounge with wraparound picture windows and full feature films shown in the evening. The snack bar is on the lower level. The dining car offers full service or buffet dining with a variety of regional menus. Tables are set with tablecloths and silk flowers. In different parts of the country, long-distance service may include a variety of activities, such as bingo or trivia games, taped music, hospitality hour, and video entertainment. There are 8 choices of sleeping accommodations for long-distance travel. 4 of these are available in the West on superliner equipment and 4 in the East on heritage equipment. All sleepers except slumber coaches are first-class accommodations. First-class services include complimentary meals, a wine and track snack, souvenir packet, a morning newspaper, and a beverage with your wake-up call. The 4 sleeper accommodations available in the West on superliners are economy, deluxe, family, and special bedrooms. The economy bedroom is the most popular sleeping arrangement, with space for 1 or 2 adults. The economy bedroom has no private toilet or sink. Those facilities are provided elsewhere in the car. The deluxe bedroom is our finest sleeping accommodation for 2 people. It has a private restroom and a shower. The family bedroom, our largest bedroom suite, accommodates 2 adults and up to 2 children. The special bedroom is another choice of sleeper. It is available to all passengers, but has special features for the disabled traveler and 1 companion, and includes a private restroom. In the East, on Heritage equipment, the 4 choices of sleepers are single slumber coach, double slumber coach, roomette, and bedroom. All of these offer private toilet facilities. The slumber coaches have 2 variations, single or double. Both are cozy private room accommodations, but unlike other sleeping accommodations, slumber coaches do not include complimentary meals or other first-class amenities. The roomette is an accommodation for 1 person. A special roomette is available for disabled travelers. The bedroom is the largest sleeping accommodation on Eastern long-distance service. It can accommodate 2 adults and includes enclosed restroom facilities. Those are the accommodations on long-distance service. For short-distance travel, the trip is shorter, so the train is shorter. Both Amfleet and Metroliner services are made up of coaches, club service cars or custom class cars, and cafes or dinettes. Coaches here are similar to coaches on long-distance service. Seating is comfortable and restrooms are at either end of the car. Metroliner seating is even more spacious. The dinette car or cafe offers light meals, snacks, and beverages between appropriate hours. In the Northeast Corridor, many trains offer first-class club service. The all-reserved club service features complimentary meals served at the passenger seat, personalized attention, and a quiet atmosphere conducive to work or relaxation. On 2 routes, between Los Angeles and San Diego and across upstate New York, there is a simplified version of club service called Custom Class. It offers all reserved seating and complimentary coffee, tea, and newspaper. Those are the standard accommodations on short-distance trains. A special note should be made of Amtrak's Auto Train service. Auto Train carries passengers and their automobiles daily between 2 cities, one in Lorton, Virginia, just south of Washington, D.C., the other in Sanford, Florida, just north of Orlando. Auto Train's special features include a complimentary buffet dinner, continental breakfast, and feature movies. Once underway, passengers enjoy luxury and comfort throughout the trip. By accessing Amtrak through your computer, you can get a listing of which accommodations are available on any Amtrak train. It is very common for travelers to combine accommodations on a single trip. This is one of the exciting benefits you can offer your clients. Let's take 3 examples. This Florida couple wants to go see New England in the fall. This Detroit family wants to see the Rockies on the way to their relatives in Salt Lake City. And this man is going first to Los Angeles on business, then on to Seattle for a class reunion. For this couple, you might first use the travel planner to interest them in Amtrak service between Florida and New England. Then, using your automated system, check availability on trains from Miami to Boston. The availability screen tells you the route, the connecting trains, their schedule, and which accommodations are available. This couple can leave Miami in the morning, arrive in New York the next morning, and go on to Boston later that afternoon. They choose a bedroom accommodation between Miami and New York. They will then switch to coach seating for the trip to Boston. For the family trip, the agent also combines short and long-distance networks. They can first travel to Chicago using unreserved coach seating, and then connect to Salt Lake City on one of the national routes. Using the travel planner, they choose a train that takes them directly through the Rockies. They select reserved coach seats for their trip. In the final example, the businessman uses Amfleet custom class service in the morning from San Diego to Los Angeles. The next morning, he will board the Coast Starlight traveling north. At first, he asks for an economy bedroom, but when the agent shows him the amenities of the deluxe bedroom, he changes his mind and upgrades to the more spacious accommodation. The agent uses the computer to book the reservations and issue the tickets. Complete instructions for automated booking and ticketing are in modules 3 and 4 of this tape. Now, let's review what we've seen in this module. Amtrak is a national transportation system connecting major cities. There are also regional systems or corridors that serve as high traffic areas. The schedules of these regions complement the national network. There are 4 different types of services on Amtrak, 2 for long-distance travel and 2 for regional travel. Long-distance equipment consists of Superliner in the west and Heritage in the east. Short-distance equipment is usually Amfleet or Turboliner. Between New York and Washington, there is also the special Metroliner service. The longer the trip, the longer the train, and the greater the selection of accommodations. You can obtain specific current information on everything in this module by accessing Amtrak on your computer. In the next module, you will see how Amtrak's great selection of accommodations affects the fare structure. In this module, you will come to understand the logic of the Amtrak fare structure and learn the various types of fares and discounts available to your clients. You will use the Amtrak Fares card in this module. First, some very good news. Through your automation system, you can obtain almost all fares, including discounts and special fares. Modules 3 and 4 on this tape offer detailed instructions on how to access Amtrak through your computer. Amtrak's fare structure is slightly different from other carriers. There are more amenities offered by Amtrak and thus more options to choose from. Each choice can affect the price of the ticket. Here is how Amtrak fares are organized. Total fare equals the rail fare, which is the fare charge per person plus any accommodation charge. When passengers buy an Amtrak ticket, they pay the rail fare, which is also called the coach fare, to travel on an Amtrak train. This rail fare is the first part of the total ticket. If the traveler chooses to travel the whole journey in a coach seat, this rail fare would be the total cost of the ticket. But your clients may want to take advantage of other accommodations aboard Amtrak. In Module 1 of this tape, there is a complete description of the various accommodations that Amtrak offers. They are also described in the Amtrak Travel Planner and in the Amtrak Accommodations Manual. Lounges, diners, dinettes, and dome cars are open to everyone and do not require an extra charge. But there are 3 categories of accommodations that will affect the price of your client's ticket. They are sleeping accommodations, club service, and custom class seating. Suppose a businessman wants to ride first class in club service from New York to Washington. His ticket charge consists of a rail fare, the full price for boarding the train, plus a charge for the club service, the extra accommodation. Added together, these 2 charges are the total price of the ticket. Total fare equals the rail fare, the price per person, plus the accommodation charge, the price per accommodation. Everything that follows in this module is based on this single equation. Amtrak offers a variety of discounts for your clients. Discounts are applied to the rail fare, not the accommodation charge. Now, locate the Amtrak Fares card that came with your training kit. If you do not have it with you, stop the tape and take a moment to find the Amtrak Fares card. On the card, you will see these 5 divisions of fares: point-to-point, passenger-type discounts, promotional fares, excursions, specials, and the auto train. For each type of discount, certain stopover and blackout restrictions may apply. These can be obtained from your computer or on the Amtrak Fares card. Let's look at each division of discounts and see how fares are determined. Point-to-point fare is simply the full fare without discount for traveling from one city to another anywhere in the country. It is based on where you are traveling. Adults pay full fare. Children under 12 pay half the adult fare. Children under the age of 2 ride for free on Amtrak, providing they do not occupy a seat. The Metroliner has its own premium fare structure. For this service, there is also a full adult fare and a half fare for children. Passenger-type discounts are discounts based on who you are. There are 5 passenger-type discounts available: family plan, senior citizen, military, handicapped, and group discounts. The codes for each type of discount are listed here. None of these discounts apply to Metroliner or to AutoTrain. In family fares, the head of the family pays the full fare. The spouse and children 12 to 21 pay half fare, and children 2 to 11 pay 1/4 of the full fare. Remember that discounts are applied to the rail fare only, not the accommodation charge. Senior citizen discounts apply to adults 65 and over. Military discounts are available for active duty personnel. The spouse and children 12 through 21 travel for half fare. Children 2 through 11 pay 1/4 of the full fare. There are also various discounts for spouses and children traveling without their military sponsor. Discounts are also available for disabled travelers at a percentage of the full fare. Groups of 15 or more qualify for a group discount. There is a special group desk at Amtrak that can help you get the best possible arrangement in fares and accommodations for your group clients. This is one of the very few times you will need to call the 800 Teltrack number. All group space and rates are handled by the group desk at Amtrak. Promotional fares correspond to any of the special promotional campaigns run by Amtrak. The All Aboard America fare is a regional promotion, dividing the country into 3 zones. It is calculated on how many zones you travel in during your journey. Adults and children 12 and over pay full fare for this category, and children 2 to 11 pay half fare. This promotion allows 3 stops between the start and finish of the journey. There are 2 types of excursion fares. They vary in blackout restrictions, but each offers an adult full fare and a child half fare. In the Northeast Corridor, peak and off-peak discounts are offered. There is a lower discount for traveling during off-peak hours. Government fares are special fares extended to employees of state, federal, and District of Columbia government agencies. It is a single special rate for adults only, with no stopovers. The final division of fares is for Amtrak's AutoTrain. AutoTrain tickets are either one-way or excursion tickets. Travelers 12 and older pay full fare. There is a lower fare available for children 2 through 11. These fares change slightly according to the tourist season and the direction of travel. There is a fixed price for transporting automobiles. All price requests for AutoTrain are automatically queued to the rate desk. When comparing fare plans, remember this rule: you cannot discount a discount. This means you may not combine discounts over the same segment of travel. For example, you cannot offer an excursion fare plus a passenger-type discount. And within a fare division, only one category of discount may be applied. For instance, you cannot apply the family plan and the handicap discount to the same segment of travel. You cannot discount a discount. This rule plus this equation are the basis of the entire Amtrak fare structure. Let's summarize what we have learned in this lesson. You will rarely need to compute the cost of your client's ticket. Your computer calculates the fare based on your entries. All fares are calculated according to this equation. Total fare equals rail fare, the charge per person, plus the accommodation charge, per accommodation. There are 5 divisions of Amtrak fares: point-to-point fares, passenger-type discounts, promotional fares, excursion and special fares, and AutoTrain fares. Discounts are applied only to the rail fare, not the accommodation charge. Everything we have seen here is available through your automation system. This is the fastest, most effective tool you have in obtaining current information on Amtrak fares. With the information from Module 1, plus the module we have just studied, you should be familiar with the Amtrak system and ready to bring the magic of train travel to your client by booking a reservation and issuing a ticket. That process is described in the next 2 modules on this videotape. In this module, we will describe most of the commands on the Amtrak Sabre Quick Reference Card. You will need the Quick Reference Card to work through this section. This card is the most concise listing of commands to access Amtrak. The Sabre system is the fastest and most productive way to make Amtrak reservations and issue tickets. Booking Amtrak is essentially the same as booking anything else on Sabre. After a short time with this module, you will be an expert. Change AMK, is the Sabre access code for Amtrak. Once you access Amtrak, you stay there until the reservation is confirmed and priced. You return to Sabre only to merge the itinerary, complete the Sabre PNR, and print the ticket. To leave Amtrak completely and return to Sabre, use Quit. We will begin by introducing Amtrak city names and codes. Amtrak city codes are often not the same ones used by the airlines. If they were, your clients might end up at an airport to catch a train. Amtrak city codes are quite logical and usually sound like the city name. To obtain a proper city code, put in ZZ, RM for Remind Me, then display the city names in Texas whose first letter is E. Remember to use the 2-letter postal state code. To find the city name from the code, ask Remind Me, display the city name whose code is ELP for El Paso. Using this command, you can also obtain information on thousands of offline cities, including the best transportation to and from the nearest Amtrak station. If you would like to stop the tape here and practice the information commands, you may do so now. Now, look at the commands for fare quote on the quick reference card. Amtrak provides basic fare quote information without the need to make a reservation. Let's use Washington to New York on June 24th as our example. A basic fare quote display shows you the fares for coach and metro coach and add-on charges for accommodations. It shows family plan rail charges and any excursions and restrictions that apply on this route. Remember, the All Aboard America fare and other selected excursion fares require CA seating. If you want more information on a specific fare plan, you can display the rules and valid accommodation types for every plan listed. Notice that there are 2 possible commands to check fare plan rules. The second entry is a shortcut using the fare plan number on the basic fare quote screen. These 2 entries can also be used after an availability display. As you learned in Module 2, Amtrak has several passenger-type discounts using fare basis codes. There are 2 bypass Amtrak entries designed specifically to show fare basis rules. The first one asks for information on the family plan using the familiar FMLY designation. The second command gives you particulars on any fare basis code. E here stands for elderly. You could also enter M for military, W for handicapped, and so on using this same command. There is a detailed fare quote command to calculate fares for specific passengers in specific accommodations. Use this entry to compare fare plans and to determine the best fare for your client. Sometimes the fare quote display only shows coach fares. This happens if a trip involves 2 different types of equipment, such as Heritage and Superliner. To get the accommodation charges, you must ask for quotes on each individual segment. If you would like to practice getting fare quotes, you may stop the tape and do so now. Amtrak availability shows the very latest in schedules and inventory. Your screen displays the same space that Amtrak agents see on their screens. There is no need to call Amtrak. To check availability, enter the date, city pair, and the desired time of departure. To display return availability, enter 1R for return and the date and time. To see more trains, use this command. It shows earlier and later departures. To redisplay the last availability screen, use this command. Amtrak will automatically search connections to complete a reservation. However, you may use this command when you want to arrange connections at a particular station. When selling space on Amtrak, remember these basic guidelines. You can sell Amtrak segments from the availability screen or sell directly. You sell one coach seat per person, but sell accommodations by unit. Do not sell a coach seat with a sleeper. All sleepers include seating. To sell a train directly, use the train number, accommodation code, date, city pair, and KK and number of units. This is the command for selling an open ticket on Amtrak. Here we are selling a coach seat for the 24th of June with an open travel time. There is a special command to sell an open reservation on Metroliner. This entry means the passenger has one club service seat on the Metroliner between Washington and New York with an open travel time. Selling auto train is almost like selling any other train. The only difference is that in addition to selling passenger space, you must also sell space for the automobile. For instance, assume you are selling 4 coach seats on auto train from Virginia to Florida. You would sell them from availability as you would any other train. Then you would sell space for the automobile as an A accommodation. Eventually, you will send all of this information to the Amtrak rate desk for auto train pricing, or have the option of using segment select pricing, which is detailed in the Amtrak sales guide. To cancel a specific segment or the entire itinerary, use one of these commands. You must cancel a reservation in Amtrak. If you only cancel in Sabre, the Amtrak PNR is not canceled. 95% of all pricing can be done by the travel agent on the computer. When a reservation is first made and end transacted without pricing instructions, it is automatically priced at the adult fare, applying the appropriate excursions or one-way fares. Let's assume from your detailed fare quote that the All Aboard America fare is the best fare for your clients. To enter the All Aboard America pricing, use this command. Notice the end of the line. It asks for 2 adult full fares and 2 children half fares. Amtrak analyzes the itinerary and selects the 1, 2, or 3 region fare. When you want to change the pricing on a PNR, this is the cycle of commands you use. Cancel previous pricing. Enter new pricing. End transact with E-change. Disregard the merge ticket prompt. Retrieve the PNR by name or reservation number. Enter WP to display priced PNR. If you chose the family plan fare, use this command. Notice the fare basis codes and number of passengers. This entry asks for 1 adult full fare, 1 spouse, and 2 children's fares. This process is simple, quick, and gives you total control of pricing. Only in special cases will you have to call the rate desk. If you are still unsure of the best price for your client, you can send the PNR to the Amtrak rate desk. Be sure to include a line to explain your inquiry. The rate desk will usually respond within 90 minutes. AutoTrain uses special fares that are always sent to the Amtrak rate desk for pricing. There are many variables on AutoTrain concerning season, direction of travel, special promotions, and so on. After you have reserved the train segments, you would prepare your request for pricing using this command. You must include the make and year of the car, as well as the license plate number and state. Completing the PNR information fields is the same in Amtrak as it is in Sabre. In the name field, you must include the number of passengers traveling on this ticket. Only one last name is used. Also note the special command for changing the name or number in party on the PNR. SSR is a special service request. Here we are asking for wheelchair assistance for segment 2 of this trip. By changing the last letter, you may request the service en route or at the detraining station. Spaces are required in this entry. The OSI command lets you explain your special service request. Again, spaces are required. The SSR or OSI will appear in the Amtrak PNR as a 4 field. To delete an SSR or OSI, delete as a 3 field. On the quick reference card, you can see that there are several ways to retrieve an Amtrak PNR. First, access Amtrak. You can then retrieve with this command using the passenger's last name. If a name list is displayed, select the one you want by entering Change Display and the line number. Retrieve by the train number, date and last name using this command. Only Sabre-created PNRs will display. Or you should simply use the Amtrak reservation number as shown. The quick reference card shows you how to access the Amtrak queue areas. These are the bulletin boards that result from your ticket fields. Sabre places queue messages from Amtrak and the other co-hosts in the total access switch. As such, they do not appear in your normal Sabre queues. You must work them every day just as you do the other queues in the Sabre system. These queues allow you to protect your client's reservations and your commissions. DRS stands for Direct Reference System. There are 3 DRS information categories in Amtrak. Their codes are TVL, CTY, and TU7. The entries to access Amtrak's DRS are the same as the ones used in Sabre. TVL is an encyclopedia on Amtrak services. It contains information that will be invaluable to you in selling Amtrak to your clients. TVL contains over 30 subjects. Of particular interest is the MGC file. This is where Amtrak places important messages. Try to look at MGC every week. To view specific pages, add the page numbers to the command. Amtrak pages are 20 lines long. To see the bottom of the page, move down. You may also access CTY, which offers complete descriptions of every city on the Amtrak network, including population, nearby hotels, main attractions, and much more. The third category, TU7, lists all Amtrak tour packages for the year 1987. In 1988, this will be TU8. In '89, TU9, and so on. After you view the tour information, call 1-800-TELTRAC to reserve the tour. Amtrak is always working to improve its Sabre interface into a more efficient, useful system. Updates and changes are mailed to all agents regularly and included in the Amtrak DRS subjects mentioned earlier in this module. But the most immediate source of help you can have is the Amtrak Sabre Quick Reference Card. You should be able to work proficiently in Amtrak by reviewing this tape and using the Quick Reference Card. To complete your understanding of Sabre commands, go right on to Module 4, which covers the process of booking and ticketing Amtrak. In this module, you will learn the procedures for booking and ticketing Amtrak reservations through your Sabre reservation system. This module builds on what you learned in the last module. We will use the Amtrak Sabre Quick Reference Card that was included in your training kit. It is quick and easy to book Amtrak space on your Sabre reservation system. If you know how to book airline reservations, you can quickly learn to book space on Amtrak. The procedures are very similar. For example, To book a flight from Washington, D.C. to Chicago, you would call up the availability screen and then sell the reservation from availability. To book an Amtrak train between Washington and Chicago, you begin the same way. You call up your Amtrak availability screen and sell from availability. It really is that easy. As this module proceeds, you will learn how to handle most of the variations you are likely to encounter in booking space on Amtrak. We assume in this module that you are familiar with Amtrak's routes, services, and accommodations, that you understand the logic of its fare structure, and are familiar with the Sabre commands for Amtrak. You will find it useful to refer to the quick reference card that you received with this tape. It shows the basic Amtrak routes on a map with the 3 All Aboard America fare regions. It also interprets the codes shown on your screen. Sabre is unique in this way. Once you access Amtrak, you work directly in the Amtrak system until the reservation is confirmed. Then, when you want to issue a ticket, you return to Sabre and make a duplicate reservation. You will see how this works in our examples. In this module, we will begin using the various Amtrak commands by booking 2 sets of reservations, one for short distance travel and one for long distance. The short distance booking starts in New York City.
Yes, I'd like to make reservations for Mr. Dawson and Mr. Legg to go to Washington next week.
What day will they be traveling?
June 24th, they'll go down in the morning and return the next day.
And what time do they want to leave?
Around 7 in the morning.
Okay, let me check availability.
Thank you.
The code for accessing Amtrak through Sabre is change AMK. You are now working directly inside Arrow, Amtrak's computerized reservation network. You will work within Arrow until you are finished making the reservation. Most of the commands you will use are the same ones you use in Sabre. To check availability on this reservation, you enter 1 for availability, the date of travel, the city pair, and the desired time of departure. The availability displays the date of intended travel and the city pair you requested. Here it lists the accommodation codes and charges. In this area, the screen shows the selection of trains based on the time you entered. For each train, it lists the train number, the accommodations, and how many are still available. It also shows any connecting cities, the departure and arrival times, days following departure, and the service codes. Notice the codes at the end of the lines. The C stands for conventional service, M for Metroliner. There is a different rail fare for the conventional service and the Metroliner. Other fare plans and excursion fares are also listed. The best train for these 2 clients is on line 3, the all-reserved Metroliner leaving at 7 in the morning.
Okay, it gets into downtown Washington at 9:59. Is that okay?
That's fine.
Will they want coach or will they want club service?
They'll want the club service so they have room to spread out their work.
You can now sell the first segment from availability. The command is sell 2P3. Sell 2 seats in the club car on the Metroliner from line 3.
And what time will they be returning?
The next afternoon, probably around 3 o'clock.
To check on return availability, enter 1R for return, the date, and estimated time of travel. You can now sell a return from availability. In this case, the 3 o'clock train is on line 2, so you sell 2 club car seats from line 2.
If they want to exchange their departure time, all they have to do is call 1-800-USA Rail and exchange their tickets in Washington.
You then complete the reservation in Amtrak by entering 3 required fields using the same formats as Sabre. The name field is designated by a dash. Notice that the number of travelers is given first, followed by 1 last name. All Amtrak travelers are covered on 1 ticket. The phone field begins with the number 9. The received field is shown as a 6 field. You have confirmed the reservation in Amtrak. To complete the process, end Transact with e-change. This prices the reservation, ends the Amtrak session, indexes the name in Sabre Switch, and sets the reservation up for ticketing. A prompt asks if you wish to merge and print the ticket. We will say yes in this example. Change TK. The itinerary is merged into Sabre. You now complete the reservation in Sabre by filling in your required Sabre fields. This time you also fill in a ticket field. The date in the ticketing field is important. Use the hold limit date in the PNR acknowledgement after end transaction. If the ticket is not issued by the hold limit date, the entire reservation is canceled, not just the fare. A system ticket automatically changes the hold limit to none and protects the reservation. The screen now displays the entire booking. You can now print the ticket. You're finished. It's easy. And each step is listed on the quick reference card. Briefly, let's review the commands in this scene. As we do, refer to your Amtrak quick reference card. First, access Amtrak. Next, check availability by entering this command using the date of travel, the city pair, and the time of departure. The availability screen lists the rail and accommodation charges, accommodation availability, and train times. Now you can sell from availability. In this case, we sold 2 Metro Club car seats from line 3. For the return segment, check return availability between Washington and New York on the next day. Then, sell the return segment from availability. Fill in the required Amtrak PNR information fields. Enter e-change. You have now merged back into Sabre. Set up for ticketing. Complete the information fields in Sabre, adding a ticketing field. Print the ticket. Notice that a single ticket is issued for both travelers. With Amtrak, it is not necessary to issue a separate ticket for each person when the itineraries are identical. If each traveler wants his or her own ticket, simply make 2 reservations. The automated ticket shows how many riders or passengers are covered on this ticket, the pertinent train information, and lists the type of accommodations they have purchased. These charges are added together to show the total ticket charge at the bottom. Except in special cases that we will describe, there is absolutely no need for automated agents to contact Amtrak by phone. Your computer saves you the call and a lot of time. The manual ticket is very similar in appearance to the automated ticket. If your office is issuing manual tickets, there is an excellent explanation of that procedure in the Amtrak sales guide. Non-automated ticket writers must call 1-800-TELTRAC to complete the ticketing process and to change the hold limit date to none. This reservation was priced automatically by Amtrak, assuming adult fares. It uses the Metroliner fare structure and adds the club service charge to the total fare. This is a simple example of pricing. You didn't have to enter anything. If you would like to review this first example again, rewind the tape to the beginning of the module. If not, move on to the next example, booking for long-distance travel. This scene begins in Chicago. This couple is arranging their family vacation. They have 2 children.
We'd like to take a trip up to Seattle in the late spring.
But we'd really like to see more of the country than we did last time.
Well, why don't you take the train? The scenery is spectacular.
We never thought of that.
Well, there's a beautiful trip right from Chicago on the Empire Builder, one of Amtrak's superliners.
Well, that sounds like a great idea.
Yeah, it's a marvelous ride. Just look at the route.
The agent uses the travel planner as a sales tool. It's easy for the client to see the route and get excited about the possibilities of the trip.
This looks terrific. We go right by Glacier Park. Can you get us on this train?
Sure. When do you want to leave?
June 1st and come back on the 10th of June.
Okay, let's check availability.
First, access Amtrak. Next, check availability between Chicago and Seattle. The availability screen shows the rail fare, the accommodations on the train, and the price of each. This screen also gives you any excursion fares that apply on this route. For now, let's assume you have determined that the All Aboard America fare is the best fare for your clients. They want to reserve 2 economy bedrooms for their family. Each sleeper will accommodate 2 people. You can now sell from availability just as you did in the first example. All sleepers are used for both day and night travel, so there is no need to sell a coach seat plus a sleeper. Your entry would be Sell 2E1, selling 2 economy bedrooms from the train on line 1. You've reserved the first segment of this journey. Notice how each sleeper has a separate segment and is confirmed immediately with a specific room and car number. Now you want to display the availability on the return segment. To do this, enter 1R, the date and time. Help the client choose their train and accommodations from the information on this screen, and then sell from availability. Let's say this time the client chooses coach seating. You sell 4 CA coach seats from line 1. Remember that CA seats are required when using the All Aboard America fare. Enter the required information fields. Pricing is easy on Amtrak. 95% of all reservations can be priced directly by the travel agent without any help from the rate desk. Let's enter the All Aboard America fare for 2 full adults and 2 half-fare children on the ALLA fare. The reservation is now priced at the 2-region promotional fare and includes the accommodation charges. The quick reference card shows you how to price any of Amtrak's fare plans. These were covered in detail in Module 3. Enter E-Change to end Transact in Amtrak. Sabre will index the last name and ask Merge Ticket. To issue a ticket, you enter Change TK. The Amtrak itinerary will be merged into Sabre. Enter the required Sabre PNR fields. Print the ticket. If you do not plan to issue the ticket now, you must go back and change the 7TAW date to correspond with the Amtrak hold limit date, which is found in the ACKN line. This date is important. If the ticket is not issued by the hold limit date, the entire reservation is canceled, not just the fare. When an automated ticket is generated, it protects the reservation and changes the hold limit date to none. You have just finished making a reservation for 4 people on a round trip between Chicago and Seattle using the All Aboard America fare. Let's review the steps again. Access Amtrak. Determine the best fare using the detailed fare quote entry. Call up the availability on the route and the client's desired dates. Sell the first segment from availability. Check the return availability on the desired date. Sell from availability. Enter the required Amtrak PNR information fields. End Transact in Amtrak, and you enter Change TK. Enter the required Sabre PNR fields. The ticket is ready to print. These are the basic steps for booking and ticketing on Amtrak through Sabre. We have been using 2 typical scenarios for examples. There are many variations on these scenes, and there is a command to deal with each one. If you have watched each module on this tape, you should now be ready to bring the excitement, the magic of train travel to your clients. You have increased your skills and will soon increase your profits.
Gee, this is pretty easy.
Good.
You know, I'll probably go back and look at some of those modules again later on.
And it only took you an hour to learn all that.
But don't tell them that. Hi, I got
Hi.
everything.
Great, you got it.
Thanks a million.
Okay, have a good time.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. I'll tell you one thing. There's a whole lot more in this terminal than I ever thought.
This is just the beginning. Stay tuned.
I will.